Hi guys, welcome to our pre-match press conference ahead of our game tomorrow against SC East Bengal. The drill remains the same as always. If you have any questions for the head coach Des Buckingham, you can put your names in the chat box, and once I take your name, you can ask a question. Second, Apurva, first as always.
Yeah, good afternoon, coach. This is Apurva from Grind India. My question is to you will be that you are coming to the match after a loss, and in the context of qualifying for the top 4 places, and in the context of also I-League Shield means ISL Shield race, how do you see this match, and how do you like to prepare for this match? Means how crucial will it be to get a win in this match?
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody, and good to have the first question as always from you. Look, I said after the game we should have come away with a result from the last one. I think when we went a goal down, Jamshedpur started quicker than we did, and to lose Jahul, and we didn't quite adjust quick enough before they conceded, or before we conceded the second. But once we got into the half time and were able to adjust our team and adjust the plan to cater for that, I was very impressed and happy with how we come out in that second half, and to get back to 2-2 was very pleased with. So going into this one, we know there's 4 games left, but again, it's important that East Bengal, regardless of where they are on the table right now, obviously with a new coach and a different way of working, they will be a tough team, but we must focus and only focus on this game, and we know how important it is for us and the club to set us up well then for the last 3.
Thank you, coach. Just to add another follow-up, I just want to know about the injury status of the players. Means all the players are available or not?
We're still waiting on the scan results from Jahul, so we'll wait for them to come in before we make a call on him. Obviously, he's a very influential player, so we'll make the right decision by him short term, because again, long term, and I say long term, for 3 league games and hopefully semi-finals and then Champions League, it's important that we have our best players available for those periods of time. But otherwise, everyone else is ready to go again. We've had 2 days off. Players trained yesterday, and we'll train again today, and everyone's fresh and ready to go.
Thank you, coach. Best wishes for the next match.
Thank you.
Thanks, Apurva. Soham?
Yeah, hi coach, hope you're doing well. This is Soham from IFTWC. So for the coaching staff, how hard is it to sustain the right mood in the camp after the previous game, which obviously made things a little more harder to retain the shield?
The mood in the camp has never been a problem. I think that's where you go back to having good people as well as good players in this environment. And we spoke all season about a sense and feeling of family amongst this group. And I certainly still see that and feel that. And the group are very clear on what we want to do and how we want to achieve it. And until that's not possible, they're very upbeat and ready to make sure that we can approach this game, which will set us up for the final 3, to put ourselves in the best position come the end of the season.
Yeah, and another question. We saw Mumbai shifting to something like a 4-3-3 after Jahul got injured. So can we see that in the upcoming games, continuing the same system?
When we made the change, we brought Vinny on to continue playing with our 2 holders. I just felt the way Jamshedpur were playing, we needed to get more opportunities to get in behind them. They're very good defensively, very strong, and I felt that the way we played in front of them allowed them to play to their strengths. So we changed that system at half time and brought players on to try and exploit those spaces that we hadn't in the first half, and it worked really well. Obviously, East Bengal, with the way that they play, they've new coach, they've got a couple of different ways that they've set up. So it will depend upon a couple of things. One on Jahul and whether or not he's fit, and the other will depend upon how we think they will play, to see what team we field and what team we feel will get the best result from that game.
Thanks, coach. Best of luck for the game.
Thank you.
Thanks, Soham. Shayantan?
Hello, coach. This is Shantan from Sportskeeda. So I wanted to ask you that, is Bengal at the bottom half of the table? So there's an expectation for Mumbai City FC to beat them. So does this add pressure on the team, and how the coach handles this situation that the players don't succumb to that pressure?
Yeah, I think we've seen all along. The power cut continues. We've seen all along that teams, regardless of the league position right now, are able to beat anyone, and we see that the other night with Northeast. So we can't turn our attention away from making sure that we perform to the top of our ability and the top level that we have against East Bengal, because we've played them once already. And for me, we dropped 2 points. We should have come away with 3. And we know how important this game is to us, not just in the context of where we are in the league, but making sure we put ourselves in the position that we want come the end of the game, which is to finish strong and to make sure we set ourselves up well for the final 3 games.
Thank you, coach. And another question, which is that you subbed on Vineet Rai in place of Amit Jahu when he got injured, but then you took Vineet Rai off and went for Brad Imam. So why was the change made, and what did you make of Rai's performance?
Yeah, the change was made. We've played with 2 holding midfield players all season. So with Jahu coming off, just to get some consistency in our playing style and allow the team to settle back into that style. Obviously, with Jahu coming out and Vineet coming in, that was the reason for Vineet coming on. When we went 2-0 down, we hadn't quite settled. And at halftime, I just felt that we needed to change. And what we had done in pre-season, we played with 1-6 and we practiced some of that. And Apulia had been a part of that, and as had Brad. Obviously, Vineet only joined us in January. So in terms of making sure we had players on the field that we felt would best understand what we were trying to do in a very quick time frame, we took Vineet off. And I explained to Vineet, I apologised to Vineet because it's never nice to bring somebody on and bring them off. But it was nothing to do with performance. I've been extremely happy with Vineet and since he has been here, and he'll play a massive role for us going forward. So it was clearly a tactical thing, and that was a decision that we made. And when you look at what we did and went out in the second half, I thought Apulia played well, and Brad come on with Casio and done extremely well. So we got ourselves back into the game for 2-2. And now it'll be interesting to see. I now know that we're capable of doing that, but whether or not tomorrow we start with Vineet and Apulia as the 2 6s, and we'll look at today in training. But be very, very happy with Vineet.
Thank you, coach, and all the very best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shantan.
Yeah, good afternoon, coach. So only 4 more games to go for the league. And are there any goals or any objectives that you hope to achieve within this span of time?
Yeah, we want to pick up as many points as we can. There's 12 on offer, and that's a target that we know we're going to need to get close to if we want to finish the season in the playoffs and hopefully higher up. So that will be the target for the 4 games, is trying to collect as many points as we can. And the other will be making sure that we continue trying to play as well as we can to our identity and our style. That, we've shown patches and parts over either halves of football or close to full games, but it's now important that we start putting those performances together over the full period of 90 or 96 minutes as it was the other week. So there'll be the 2 things: pick up as many points as we can in the final 4 with 12 on offer, and make sure that we do that planned style of football that we want.
Thank you for that, coach. Another follow-up question. So East Bengal sit at the bottom of the table, but like you've already said, that position does not matter, and they do look a revitalized side under their new coach. So looking at how Mumbai had to settle for a draw last time, will the team focus on a more aggressive approach, or will your approach remain the same and you'll stick to your style as you've always stressed on?
Yeah, I think in the last game, I said afterwards, I think we had 3 penalties that weren't given, so that could have changed the outcome totally and give us a few more points, but it wasn't to be. So this game, we want to be aggressive. I've said all along, I want to be excited watching our team from the sideline, and I want to see us playing attacking football. And that's something that we try to take into every game, and that won't change going into this one. We want to score. We want to score goals. We need to make sure we tighten up defensively, which we have done in the last couple of games. But for me, it's about going out to attack teams. I want to go out to win games and win them well. I'm not going into a game to try and take a point or to try not to lose. That's a very important part of me as a coach, and it's a very important part to us as a club. That's the style that we want, and that's the style that we will try to put on again against East Bengal.
Thank you for that, coach. All the best for your next match.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ridhiman. Rutvik?
Yeah, hi coach, Rutvik here. I just wanted to understand, Mumbai went through a bit of a patch where you had a winless run after a bright start. You've gotten out of that where things are looking up again. So I just wanted to know, how do you look back at those games and what did you do to kind of turn the tide around?
Yeah, we just stuck true to who we were. We remained consistent in what we did on the field and off of the field. I talked about not getting too high or too low when the result is what people generally judge you on. You know, so you win games, you're the best thing to go, and if you lose games, you're the worst thing to go. You can't operate in these environments, especially on that premise. You know, it's important that we understand what we are trying to do, and the players certainly understand that. And then it's understanding how we behave to try and recreate those positive moments. And that's all we did. We stuck true to what we believed in, and so did the players. And I said, if we continue to play the way that we were, you know, even during that rough patch, as you called it, we were still picking up results. We picked 4 draws up out of the 7 games. So it was just a matter of time. And to get the win against Chennai it took to 86 minutes to get that again. And then to go on and beat Odisha the way we did. Like you said, I think we've come out of that. And it's important now that we take that into this game going into East Bengal.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rutvik. Guys, if there's any further questions for the head coach, you can put your names in the chat box. Apurva?
Yes, coach, just a final question. You have just recently talked about playing 2 sixes, and my question is to you that, do you think that if you play 2 sixes, it will give more stability to the defense, or if you can play 1 8 and 1 6, which thing do you think that will give team more chance to score goals?
Well, I think we've shown this season that playing with 2 sixes we can score goals. I think we're the team 2nd or 3rd in the league for the amount of goals that have been scored. So whether we play with 2, we've certainly shown that we can score. But playing with 1 gives us more opportunity to play or to commit more players into the attacking half or attacking third. So again, it will be dependent upon a couple of things. Player availability being 1. The second will be around the opposition we're going to play and whether or not, you know, we feel that playing with 2 would be more beneficial to us or not. And then it's just making sure that whichever we play, you know, we stick true to what we've said we're going to, and that's the most important thing. So for me, it will come down to those 2 things: player availability and what we feel is best on the day.
Thank you, coach.
Thank you.